slower than F1 cars. Built in 2015, Shanghai Tower is the second tallest building in the world at over 630 metres. The tower is located in an hour southwest of the circuit and is well worth seeing if you get the opportunity. F1 also happens to race in the UAE, home of the world's tallest building, Burj Khalifa.
All right, good evening everyone and welcome back to Indian Racing League. This is Division 1 and we are in Shanghai. The circuit makes a return to IRL calendar and we have an exciting hour and a half ahead of us with all 20 drivers. Well, I say all as if they're all Division 1 drivers. They are not. We have at least 5 to 6 reserves. But with that being said, we have a full grid tonight, and joining me in the commentary box is someone who has woken up at 3 in the morning, guys, just to provide you with some world-class commentary. It is Shane, my man from across the Indian Ocean, from all the way down in Australia. Shane, how are you doing? And thank you so much for your dedication to IRL. Having you in the comms box is a pleasure as always, and tonight should be no different.
Thank you very, very much, mate. Thank you for the wonderful warm welcome. And Mihao, everyone, Mihao. Well, what an exciting race we're certainly going to have here, I reckon. Hopefully, it'll be a lot more closer than recent races.
Yep, hopefully. And we are spectating Srikant Das, who's the first man out on track, Shane. And I'm not sure if you followed the Division 2 race last night. He was so confident going into that race. He said he'll lap about half the field with his pace. Well, he had decent pace, I would say, but he did have some damage for which he needed to make an extra pit stop. And he ended up getting 2 points for all his troubles. So I think he still leads the championship. But tonight,
I think it's close. It's close in Division 2. It's extremely close now.
Oh yeah, it is absolutely close, and unlike Division 1 where Redstone has a very good lead, I believe 36 points, so more than a race win. That's his lead over his own teammate Abhishek. So Mercedes are just dominating and are a class apart as far as Division 1 is concerned. Basil in the comms box says hello. Basil, how are you?
And Basil, how are you? Hope you are well.
Yeah, and Basil is on a vacation, which is why you don't see him racing tonight. So Basil, let us know where you are off to this time and how are you able to take these many vacations back to back is something which I never would understand.
He drives for Aston Martin, that's why.
Yeah. Yep, that is correct. As where is Srikant? I think he was about to complete his lap.
Yeah, he's coming down to the hairpin now, just exiting the hairpin. V-Fix goes fastest with a 1:31.574. Here comes Srikant across the line to go P2.
Well, P2 for Srikant with 1:31.5. And just to put this in context, Shane, Division 2 pole last night was 31.1. So let's see how soon it takes for Redstone to completely obliterate that time.
I don't think it's going to take very long.
Yeah, it's going to be this run itself. It might go into 130s. There you go,
30.
Flat 130.6 from Redstone Dove. And
I think
if we have one entry into the world of F1's eSports from this league, we all know who that would be. And he goes by the name of
absolutely. I totally agree with you. Redstone is, he's on a. It's just this year everybody struck him on another level. A shooter goes P2, 0.002 of a second behind Harsh. Amazing how close that is.
Yep, that is very close indeed. I was trying to pick up another driver who's on a lap. I was trying to spectate Caesar, but he has invalidated his lap time. Shadow Sword goes P7, and that's not a very fast time.
So P7 now.
Yep, Wicked P7. I'm spectating Noble Garter, Shane, and the reason why I'm doing that because he won the last race in Miami.
He did.
Ahead of VRL Basil, who got a post-race time penalty. So it's our newest Division 1 race winner in Noble Garter trying to navigate this track. I think he has backed out of that one because he lost his car
Yep.
coming
He
out of
has,
that snail section. As Baz
there's
in the
Charles
comments
Leclerc.
says he is in Morocco holidaying. I'm not sure, Shane, if you have
wow.
been to Morocco. I haven't, and I certainly would like to go
no.
one day.
I haven't. I've been to Singapore quite a few times. Yep. Yeah, Charles is on the lap at the moment. I think he may have backed out as well. He's got an Aston Martin very close up behind him.
Yeah, that's Ethan who's trying to... Is it Ethan? Who's trying to catch up, and now they're racing on the back straight. Yeah, that is Shadow Sword, my bad. And I don't know if they're still racing. Well, Charles does not have his DRS open, and they are going to race into the hairpin, something that's a strict no-no as far as qualifying is concerned. And Charles has...
backed out.
No, he hasn't backed out. He just glitched back on the track after a few meters later from WhatsApp. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened. Caesar, by the way, Shane, this is interesting. He is on the intermediate tires in his McLaren.
Well, he's leading the intermediate championship, is he?
Yep, he very well could be the only championship that does not matter, and he's back in the pits now.
That pit lane exit, mate, is going to cause quite a few problems. Entry, too.
Yeah, the entry is, I think, still fine, but I think a few people... Okay, I'm not able to... The game is a bit glitched because... Oh, Charles has left the session. Because I was not able to go to a different driver. But Srikanth is now on track. He's doing an outlap. Vintage player with a decent time with a 31.8.
Yeah.
And let's try to pick up someone who's on a lap. I think Tanishq P. Kiran in the Ferrari is about to complete his lap, is he? Yes, on the medium tire. And it all goes horribly wrong for him.
One place improvement. That he's got to go again. He's got to go again, definitely.
That time is nowhere near competitive. Let's try to pick up someone else. Oh, Extinct Body is in the grass. And I don't know who he was trying to avoid there. But I think he might have just put himself there. Now Srikanth is about to start a lap. And, well, who better than you, Shane, to take our viewers through one entire lap of China. Take it away. I'm on board with him.
All right, well, as he comes out of the final corner, along, stay to the right. Don't want to get over to the left. There's a bump down the main straight. As he comes now up to, and he hits some traffic, but they all clear it now into this. Keep it tight. Let it drift just a little bit. Just a little. Keep it tight. It feels like it's never going to end, this corner. And again, it never ends. Be careful on the exit out of here. Don't let it wiggle. Right, now down to the run. To one of the, well, I call it the hairpin, and let's have a look and see. Oh, massive, big lock up there from Srikanth now for Romeo. In a kick, Salva. But now as he runs through this corner, don't touch the curb on the inside. Again, don't touch the curb on the outside. Keep it nice and tight through here. Again, little touch of the curb there, little kiss of the curb there, little kiss of the curb there. Run it right out to there. Now, this is a tricky corner. Up to here it goes. Try and stay clear of that curb on the inside. A little bit of curb on leaving that corner. Now, good acceleration out of here and starts the long run down. Get a cheeky toe off some cars in front. A bit of PSGL there as he runs right down to the hairpin now. Try not to lock it up and carry all that speed that he's carrying into the hairpin. Nice exit. Right, now up to this corner. This will make or break the lap. Can he do it? Across the line. Coming out. Let it drift over the sawtooth curving. Across the line with... And all that for P4. P5.
Yeah, he improved just marginally.
He did.
Went 300ths of a second faster than his previous time. And he did mess it up in the final corner. Had a load of understeer there. Which is why his lap time got compromised, but I don't think he would have had much faster time to have an improvement in position. Jishnu and Shooter, the Williams boys, Shane, are just rapid. Well, they are 6/10 slower than Redstone, but they do have a very good position right now with half qualifying done, and Redstone Dub meanwhile.
I'm just watching Redstone coming into the final hairpin. It didn't look like he was up, but this is how deceptive this guy is. It doesn't look quick, but it probably is.
And VFX goes faster. Redstone, let's see what he does. Oh, that is close. He improved by a 10th, but it's not enough.
VFX in the Red Bull. Wow.
Pulled out a mega lap with a 30.5, and it's half a 10th clear of Redstone Dub. So
Ethan now jumps up into P3.
Yep, Ethan in P3, still 5/10 clear, 5/10 off of Redstone and VFX. So,
and Shooter's the fastest in sector, sector, just coming out of sector 2. Wow.
Yep, let's see what Shooter can do. He does get a distant tow from a car in front, Shooter, and well, it's a 31-2. He can put himself in P3 if he can improve further in the lap. So let's see how he does. He has one more corner to go, navigates that nicely, and across the line goes Shooter. Nice. And he does go P3 with a 30.7, and he's only the third man, in fact fourth, because Caesar has popped up into P4, and now all the drivers are in the 30s suddenly.
Into P3.
Yeah, that is,
the track's evolving.
Yep, the track is definitely evolving, and suddenly we have a host of drivers, 6 drivers into the 130s already.
It is between Shooter and Caesar. Look how close.
Yep, 3,000ths of a second. I'm not sure if Caesar is on a lap. It seems like he might be, but no, I think he's deploying his battery, but I don't think he's on a lap.
That's a Haas.
Yeah, the Haas, I think, probably getting out of the way. And Caesar is probably on an in-lap.
On an in-lap he is.
It's an interesting comment by Basil Shane that Redstone is probably sandbagging, and he still has a few tens in him which he hasn't pulled off. So
Shadow Swords invalidated that lap. I would definitely agree with that from Basil. Definitely, he's sandbagging.
What about Tanish Vikiran?
Does very well.
10 seconds up on his time, Tanisk, because his last time was a 1:49, and now it's 13 seconds up on his time. So this could be interesting from the Ferrari, and his teammate Hushrav is not racing tonight. So he's being replaced by Abhi as a reserve, and let's see what Tanish can do. I'm not sure if is Abhishek coming in. Yes, Abhishek is coming in, so we'll stay with Tanish B. Kiran. He gets a tow of another driver, and let's see if he can stop his car in time. Yes, he can, and the Ferrari driver has one more corner to go before the end of his lap. Let's see what this is going to be. This could be a top 10 for Tanishq, and across the line he goes, and well, it's only P15. I was way off with my prediction, but
oh dear. Well, Noble Carter's out on the lap. Let's have a look.
Noble Carter
he's into the pits.
Yeah, he's into the pits. Let's see if
that is a close grid. That is very close.
It is indeed, as Srikanth Das once again, one of the first few people out on track. Redstone Dub is on an outlap as well. Yeah, Shooter is...
sorry, that's Redstone. So Red's out on the lap.
Redstone.
So here we go, my dear colleague. Here we go.
Let's see if Redstone has sandbagged earlier in the session, and can he prove Baz right? Well, Baz said that his time trial time is a 30.1, and that's obviously without any sort of degradation and track evolution. So this could be one of the special laps we see, Shane, and we'll keep a keen eye on his sector times. He has the whole track to himself, and this is something which I've seen him do so many times this season, where he goes just a bit early. He doesn't really care about track evolution. He knows he has the pace, but he wants the clear track to himself. He doesn't want to be avoiding other cars or maneuvering around them. Here we go, Redstone Dub. This could be pole, and as much as we're hyping him, let's hope that it's a competitive final 3 minutes of the session. Redstone Dub starts his final lap, and through he goes into turn 1. and let's see how he picks up the next few corners. He has a couple of cars ahead of him.
He's confident through there. He's confident through turn 1. He's very confident on the power through there.
Is he up on his time? Yes, he is.
Yeah,
He's up on his time by 200ths of a second already. The good start to the lap, and the car of, and it was a Haas, has quickly moved out of the way, so no problems there for Redstone. This left-hander completely flat out goes down a couple of gears, and then on the power once again before downshifting to the fourth, avoids the curb on the right, just about clips the inside curb, and there are 2 more cars. I hope that he's not impeded there, and no, he is not. He's up on his time again. He is up on his time just by 300s, but it's not enough. It is not enough, Shane. So he needs a mega third sector. There's a car in front of him. It's weaving. He might have gotten a tow from there, and let's see what Redstone can do. He has had. Oh, there's Aston Martin almost stopped in the middle of the track there.
If he gathers all this up in the last few corners, wow.
Redstone completely throwing it around in the final corner. Redstone across the line, and it is pole position. What a lap! What a final third sector!
I think we just witnessed. Something special.
Absolutely. Now VFX is yet to start his lap, so let's not count him out. The difference between them is merely 10,000ths of a second, Shane. So VFX has just to improve marginally there. And yeah, Domitor is right. He did help. He did have some bit of help from the tow, but well, nothing to take away any credit from him.
VFX can take it to him.
Yeah, finally he has started his lap, and I'm also spectating Jishnu right now. He could be up there. Well, I'm not sure if he will challenge for pole, but VFX. But Jishnu definitely a driver who is usually in the podium spots.
Don't count Arpachet's out as his too, because he's not too far behind either.
Yep. What about VFX? VFX is up already. VFX is up by 400ths of a second. So if he can continue with this margin, VFX will get pole. But as you said, let's not count out Abhishek, who has just started his lap. He's about to cross the first sector line, and he is up on his time as well. This is going to be interesting. Shooter is up by half a second. What?
Wow.
No, I think he was about to complete his lap.
VFX has spun.
VFX has spun. VFX. Yeah, that's the exit of the double left-hander. And VFX's quali is done. He will start no further than P2. What about Abhishek? Is he going to throw in a surprise for his teammate and the rest of the D1 grid? 1.5 tenths up, Abhishek. We could have a front row lockout here from the Mercedes boys.
That's another one. Yeah, I'll tell you, VFX was really on there, and he just clipped that curb, and away he went.
Here goes Jishnu. Is he going to improve? Yes, he does. By a couple of positions. P4 for him. What about Redstone? What about Abhishek? He has a car in front of him. Might have gotten a tow from there. The car has spun and thankfully ghosted. Caesar goes P3. And here goes Abhishek. It's gone all wrong for him. Abhishek.
Oh, no.
What about Shooter? Can he improve? And I think he's not going to improve there. So the final runs.
Just over a tenth.
What about Noble Garder? Noble Garder is.
Nah. Ethan? What about Ethan?
No, Ethan is down on his time. I think that is qualifying over. And Redstone well, it was a very good lap, but he really could have been knocked off from his pole position spot by VFX had he just kept that car pointing in the right direction, but that wasn't the case, and it is Redstone with his pole once again. This is the 7th time he has qualified in this season. And Shane,
time on the front row.
And this is his 6th pole. So that's how efficient Redstone Derp is as far as qualifying is concerned.
I tell you, the others, VFX and Abhishek could have, especially VFX, could have caused an upset there. Definitely.
Yeah, he definitely would have. But, and well, I'm not surprised that Noah West is in the chat. So Shane, if you're not familiar with Noah, he was once racing with us full time and was one of the very quick drivers, but then he decided to, I don't know, pursue greener pastures and is not racing with us anymore. But he is always here in the comments, and once Noah is here, you
Yeah.
know there will be a safety car. But it's Redstone and VFix on the front row with Caesar just behind them. So Caesar with his lightning, quick starts could again
Yes.
pose a problem for VFix and Redstone. Abhishek's in P4, Jishnu and Shooter on the third row of the grid, followed by Noble, Gata, Ethan and Harsh and Pratham in the top 10. The top 10 separated by 7.5 tenths. That's good pace from the rest of the field, considering this
It is
track
good pace.
is a long
It
track
is.
and
It
gets
is good
technical
pace. And
in
Nova,
certain.
it's good to have you in the chat, mate. It's good to
Yep.
have you. Welcome.
Good to have Noah back, and if he had picked one track to make his presence felt in the comments, he has picked the absolute
Well, he's
perfect
right
of the
about
track.
safety car because there's 27% chance of a safety car around here. And we had one on lap 8 last night in D2. So,
Did we have a safety car last night in
yes.
Division 2? I don't quite
Yes.
recall. Oh, we did.
Did
Okay.
we?
Okay.
Yeah, we did. We did. Yes, we did. Yeah.
All right.
So, be
So we are going to get underway very soon, and it's not a very long run down into turn one. Of course, we will
no,
not
and
have
it,
any formation
uphill.
lap. So yeah,
Uphill, and
and
it
it is a
funnels
little
in.
uphill. Yeah, but there are multiple lines you can take through turn 1 and 2.
Yes. Yep.
So you can go side by side, and we'll see. Yes. Let's see. Yeah, Tomito confirming there was one safety car last evening for Division 2 boys. But here we go. We should be getting the cars on the grid pretty soon, and we will be
Should
getting
be.
underway for the 7th time this season. This is a short season, Shane. Only 12 races, and we're already halfway
Yes,
through.
with
So
Yes,
people need to.
Bahrain is our next stop, and then we go to Jeddah.
Yep, 2 day races, which is usually not the case for Bahrain and Jeddah.
Yes, I only just found that out the other day. That's going to be a day race, so that'll be interesting around Bahrain.
Yep, here we go. Lights on the grid, lights are out, and we are underway. It's a good start from Redstone, but Caesar is going to go for it as usual, and Caesar goes round the outside of VFix. Is he going to challenge Redstone into turn 1? Turn 2, Caesar has the inside line. He'll have to pick his spot as Redstone is holding it round the outside. Here goes Caesar now, and yeah, Redstone does have the lead for the race. And let's see, Caesar is going to drive down. No, he's not. VFix is trying to go around the outside.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, what a start from Caesar once again. Did not disappoint and has gained a position off the start. Let's see elsewhere what's going on.
We've got Shooter, got Killer, and Ethan right behind him. And they're hurrying. I'm just keeping an eye on the midfield here. And everybody, no, there's a Ferrari. Nearly
was that
spun that, but
was that Tanish beat Kiran? I saw him fighting for a position there. But here we go. Redstone almost half a second gap. Caesar is, I think he might have gotten a warning for that. And as I said, this is one of my favorite shots of the calendar. All 20 cars on that back straight, and Caesar has thrown himself into this fight for the lead of the race, and Nobelgard and Ethan exchanging positions there. It is Nobelgard who has just about gotten ahead of the Aston Martin as lap 1 is complete, and it is Redstone from Caesar, from VFX, from Jishnu, from Abhishek in the top 5.
I'm telling you, Caesar ran a little bit wide there, got a little bit of understeer. That's opened the door now for VFix now. He's going to have a look, but Caesar's got the line for that next corner coming up, but then he's going to compromise his exit now. Caesar on the run down to first hairpin. Like it's almost like a hairpin.
Yeah, it is definitely a hairpin. And Redstone is not pulling away at this rate.
No,
and Caesar is making a couple of mistakes here and there, which is allowing VFX to... is sniffing blood here, VFX is what I would say.
Yes.
And let's see how the top 3 carry on. Further behind, it is Wicked Wiki who might go on the attack on Noble. So Ethan, having lost a position to Noble Gata has lost a position to Wicked Wiki as well.
Yeah, Wicked Vicky had a good result in Miami last time.
I will have to check what Wicked Wiki
Oh,
did.
somebody's gone. It's Quick Killer.
Oh, Quick Killer.
Killer's gone
What
around.
happened to him? And where is Quick Killer? Well, he's rejoined the track now. But the front
Yeah,
three,
way
6
down.
tenths between them. Wicked Wiki got P5 in Miami, by the way, so 10 points to his name. And let's see what the top three do. So I don't think.
I tell you, mate. There is a train forming here with the first 6 cars. Look at it. Definitely.
Yeah, the top 6 have kind of broken away. Noble Gata having a bit of a gap to Shooter in P6. And this battle, let's not discount Jishnu either. He is known to be very annoying to other people who are fighting for the podiums. And of course, Abhishek, his Mercedes teammate, is leading the race, and Abhishek is not far behind. So this should be an interesting battle. And as things stand, it could be anyone who would take those podium spots, Shane.
It could be anybody, and also in that too, Shooter's there as well too. But as you said about Jishnu, yeah, he's like a little terrier dog. He won't leave you alone. He's all the time. He's at you.
Yeah, Baz, that is factually not true. I wouldn't really mind a Caesar race win if that helps keeping Redstone in check. But
I'd like to see Caesar win a race. Definitely.
I think the last time he won was in season 9 Singapore, so it's been a couple of seasons, and that is not new. Here we go. VFX very close, and Jishnu is very close as well. So in fact, there's a slight bit of gap forming between Jishnu and Abhishek, if at all.
Yes.
Well, of course, they are still in DRS of each other, but it seems like Jishnu, there was some position changes between TBK and Pratham. They are still going at it, and I think TBK has just about
gone around. Who's that? That's Extinct Body. He's gone around in the Alfa Romeo at the final corner.
Yeah, unlucky for Extinct, and he has been now detached from the rest of the field. As Charles Leclerc, what happened to him? Oh, I apologize for that, Dinesh.
No, love lost there. That was a bit of a squeeze your teammate moment.
Charles Leclerc, well, Pratham is a reserve, so not exactly a teammate for the season, but teammate for tonight.
A shout out too, because he's in his own little battle, his own little spot. He's just looking after the car. It's Chip Shima in P11.
Yep, Chips in P11 on the hard tires. So it's been a mixed field. We see a few hard tire runners. And
one soft runner, that's vintage player.
And one soft runner. Well, those softs won't really last more than a bit. I reckon 6 to 7 laps on heavy fuel. So, well, people who are watching in the comms, just let me know if the engine noise is too loud, because it's just way too loud for me. And if that is the case, then I will turn down the volume. But Noah, if you're watching this, what are your thoughts on season 3 China race, where Shane, if you are not aware, so I was driving at that time and I was teammates with Caesar, and Noah, who was in the comments, started on the softs rather, and his strategy, I think, was to go from softs to hards, while mediums to hards was still a better strategy at that point in time, and Caesar was just making inroads on the lead Noah had, because the mediums were getting faster and faster, and I was trying to make an overtake on Redstone Dub, who was then not as fast as he is today.
Shadow Sword now up to P14, and up the front, Red, Caesar and VFX are much closer to Red, much closer.
Yeah, they're close, but not enough to make an overtake, or maybe they choose not to overtake, especially Caesar. He has been in the DRS of Redstone since the start of the race, but Redstone I think he's calm where he is, and I don't think he's really pushing. I won't be surprised if he has a full battery there, the Redstone Dub. So let's see what happens, and I think right now it's kind of a stalemate between the top 5, unless someone makes a mistake. But you pointed out very rightly, Noble Gata has really had a gap in front of him. So now people behind him should be finding it easier to overtake the Red Bull.
Is catching Noble
Oh,
Carter
that
now.
was
Got a yellow. Who's that?
Yeah, it's Abhi.
Abib.
And there you go, right on cue. Noble Carter has been overtaken by Wicked Wiki.
Yep.
So Wicked Wiki up into P7, and can he? No. Well, yeah.
He's not that far. He can see. Wicked Vicky can see like the top 6 cars just ahead. That's going to spur him on to like catch him. Definitely. But up the front. Oh, it's bunched up through that first corner. That's where they catch up to Red, and then Red seems to open it up from about this corner onwards.
Here we go, TBK and Charles going side by side, and Charles is having major connection issues. There is ghosting through the cars around him, and well, Noble Carter is now being overtaken by Hirsch. Is he? No, Noble Carter does come out on top, but
Ethan.
all that Ethan, very opportunistic move there, and Ethan is up into P9.
That was another good move from the Aston Martin driver. Very opportunistic move. Well done.
Yep, and Baz would be cheering on his teammate while he is too afraid to jump in a pool of cold water. But Ethan is up into P9. Well, yeah, that's how much of a man Baz is. Hirsch almost spun around. I think he went for a dive bomb on Ethan, the McLaren. And thankfully, I don't think he has lost much time there. He's definitely lost DRS.
Up the front has closed right up now. Look. Look at the top 6. Oh, and Shooter gets past Uppersheds.
Yeah, Shooter finally getting a move on. He has gotten past Uppersheds. Ethan has gotten past Noble Carter. There's a yellow flag for Vintage player who has lost his car, it seems, in the snail section. But it is now Ethan ahead of Noble Carter. So 7 laps in. Shane, what do you think is going to be the lap where the medium runners start to think about pitting? I think it would be around lap 13. But
I agree. I agree with you. Yeah. Anything away from there onwards, because it's not so much that it's just they seem to. I don't know if they seem to lose their grip or their it just drop off.
And let's not forget that this track historically, the undercut is very powerful on fresh hard versus old medium. You could gain multiple seconds on an undercut. So maybe that's also something Redstone will have in his mind. He would not want to get undercut by VFix or Caesar. So let's see, as Dinesh in the comments saying that the Williams boys should undercut and should pit on lap 12 or thereabouts.
When you look at that coming out of that final corner, Shooter takes a much more aggressive line than what the others do. A much more aggressive line through that final bank curve. And it's paying off too.
And look at Caesar. He has really closed up to Redstone Derp. Now the gap was 3/10 while they were going through the hairpin. So Redstone, I'm not sure if there are major setup differences between the two drivers or the rest of the field.
I think Caesar's carrying a little, maybe a little less wind. Just a little less.
Well, I'm not sure. I'm definitely not sure. And he's able to keep up with Redstone. If at all, it seems like he's carrying more downforce because he's not really making a lot of inroads on the straight. We had a moment, didn't he?
We did. We did it the further down. It was like a traffic jam. And that was, I think that was behind from Charles back. So we'll go I'll go up to...
Caesar is a bit far off this time, and look at VFix very close. Less than 2/10 is the gap, and maybe VFix senses an opportunity for a move here because he wouldn't want to get he wouldn't want to get detached from Redstone Dub, who has suddenly found a new gear here, Shane, and is lapping just this lap he's pulled up the gap to about 8/10. But of course on the back straight the people behind him will claw back a couple of tenths because of DRS, but it seems like Pratham and TBK yet again, these two just inseparable there. And there's more contact.
More Bane.
Oh my God, no!
Oh boy,
No!
now we'll leave that to the stewards to have a look at that.
Pratham
Wow,
is back on
that
track,
was
and there was definitely some front wing end plates flying off in that contact.
yes.
I'm assuming from the Ferrari of TBK, but he has shafted Pratham out of a promising position while they were fighting for P14 or P13, but it all has ended badly. Where Pratham, of course, TBK now further issues with TBK.
Oh, we got a yellow.
Oh my God! I think he has binned it at the exit of the final corner. And what is TBK?
Yep, he has. Watch out in the main straight. Safety car. Safety car. He's been that. He hit the curb, come out, hit the curb, then bounced back over onto the wall.
Well, if I
Everybody's
didn't know
coming in.
any better, he crashed on purpose there. It's a safety car.
We'll leave that to the stewards. All right. But
Yep. And it's a safety car.
Right.
What do you think the medium renaissance is gonna do, Shane? Because
well, I reckon they probably won't come in.
well, I think they will. I think they will put on the hard tires and they will go until the end of the race. It's too risky to not pit right now. I think everyone on the mediums are gonna dive into the pits. So let's see what happens. We're on board.
We'll let the stewards have a look at that with the Ferrari driver.
What do the Williams do? Because they will have to double stack.
Yeah, they're going to have to double stack, aren't they? I mean, Mercedes will to a certain degree. McLaren will be all right. Red Bull will be all right.
Yeah, they're all having to slow down to almost a standing stalling pace because of the delta. And here we go. Everyone in the pits.
Oh, this is going to be chaos. Here we go. Right, Mercedes boys coming in. Right, they're the first in.
Right, I'm assuming hard tires. Can anyone jump a few places here in the pits? I'm sure the William driver of Jishnu, Chips has stayed out of course. Srikanth!
Yep. Oh, wow. Wow. Well,
he gets a 5-second time penalty.
Look at the pit lane.
Yeah, it's a very, very busy pit lane here. Jishnu has jumped. VFX, how did that happen?
I don't know, but it was a cracking pit stop from the Williams boys. It really was.
And Charles Leclerc, what are you up to?
I have no idea.
Look at that, just spectate his car. What?
Yep. I've seen it. I have no idea.
Charles.
Oh dear.
That is a thumbnail. That is a thumbnail. Oh my God.
Oh, and then he nearly takes out Quick Killer. It's good to see Shadow Sword back too.
Someone end his misery. How is he there?
But Chip Shima up in P1. Okay, rightio. So we've got the top 8 extinct body with a 3-second penalty. So we've got a few penalties now starting to rake up.
Yeah, and we've got in the pits has retired. Yeah, that's in the pits.
Yep.
His teammate, meanwhile, Charles. Oh my God, he's still trying to get out of there, isn't he? That is. Oh, is he gonna get? Is he gonna do it? Maybe he could try a reverse gear here. He's still in the first gear. I don't know if you're saying the same thing I am, Shane. But he is literally lodged up on that barrier, and his. My God, this is something. And this would be funny.
I reckon the big winner out of that. Out of that pit stop, I think we're going to have another lap at least under the safety car.
Yep, we will.
To allow the Ferrari to catch up, which is just about to catch up now. So yeah, be another lap. But mate, I reckon, that's shook it up a bit, hasn't it?
Yep, and Chips deciding to stay out should be fun. Here we go with Chips, and let's try to find Charles Leclerc from this point of view. Where is he? He's a bit up ahead on the road. Oh, there you go. There you see his car. Charles Leclerc Oh, he's out! He's out! Yes, let's go! Let's go! Charles has finally made his way through, and he's gonna join the field back in P18. That is a W and a half if I ever seen one. Charles Leclerc, he was so persistent on joining the race. I would have given up halfway and just retired there. But Charles Leclerc, what a man! He's a lap down. And unfortunately, Codemasters don't, I mean, EA, Codemasters, whatever, they don't allow him, or any driver for that matter, to unlap themselves.
I think the safety car will be in this lap, mate.
Yep.
I think it will be in this lap.
Yep, the safety car should be in at the end of this lap. Redstone Dub should have no problems at all overtaking Chips. And, well, we'll see how VFix reacts now, because he has lost a position to Jishnu. So I still don't know how that would have happened. Maybe he
got held.
No, the game doesn't hold you anymore. The game doesn't. It will ghost you through a few cars if it has to. But
safety
maybe he was just late reacting to the green light on his pit box.
Yes.
That could be it. Or maybe there was a wing change I didn't really see. But either way,
he's got Shooter behind him too. And
so Shooter. Yep. So Shooter didn't really lose a position despite double stacking. From the Williams, Charles Leclerc has now retired from the race. Where has that happened?
Coming out of the final corner.
After all that hard work.
He's just parked it now beside the marshal's post out of the second to last turn.
I see it. Either ways, we are going to get ready for the first restart, or first safety car restart of hopefully the only safety car restart of tonight. The hard runners will be itching to go, and Chips, let's see how long does it take for him to concede that position to Redstone. It's an inevitability, and Redstone will not really wait around. But here we go. Caesar is keeping some gap to the drivers ahead of him, and Chips and Caesar and Redstone all in the same party chat from what I know. Here we go. We are underway back, and the start lap 12. Let's see how this is. There's a big bump there now. And
there is, yes.
You could see cars literally fighting that bump as Abhishek is trying to go for a move on Wicket Wiki. Round the outside goes the Mercedes of Abhishek. And we'll have the inside line now. But instead of going for a move there, he might be under attack from Noble.
Ethan got past Abhishek with a great move.
Ethan did, and here we go. It is
and he gets Wicket Wiki as well.
Oh, there's a yellow flag. I think his Hush was lost some places, so has Quick Killer, but Chips has already down a couple of positions. Now it is just VFix! No, he completely lost his car. That is down in P17. That's his race in the bin. And let's see what Jishnu can do. Jishnu is trying to go for a move, and I think he should make it comfortably easily. For the behind, Abhishek has gone for a big boy dive bomb. And I think Abhishek it's really kicking off here. And Abhishek is facing the other direction.
I'm just watching Chip Shima and Shooter. They were both side by side coming out the final corner, but Shooter got ahead of Chips there. I think
Chips going to go for a move. Chips is going to go for a controlled dive bomb, but I think Shooter should have enough traction on the outside to hold the position.
And Extinct Body's up to 7th on the softs.
Extinct Body using those soft tires to good effect. He has a time penalty,
Chips
remember?
Is in the pits. No, who's in the pits?
No,
that's Quick Killer.
Quick Killer in the AlphaTauri in the pits. But normal service resumes, Shane, for Redstone Dub and
Quick
Caesar
Killer's retired
out in front. But the drivers which they were fighting with, VFix and Jishnu, well, VFix is a far way off now, but Jishnu also has 1.5 seconds gap to Caesar. So maybe right now as it stands, the race win is between Redstone and Caesar.
Oh, definitely, absolutely. And the big loser out of all that was Abhishek. He's dropped down to P16.
Yeah, Abhishek and VFix losing positions big time, and I think both the times it was of their own doing. They were solely responsible for their own mishaps.
And a big shout out to Ethan too. They're up into P5. He's been a very opportunistic driver tonight, taken advantage of a lot of moves.
Yeah, he's on the medium, so he will have to pit for one more time. As Raman in the chat says hello. Hello, Raman, and
Hello,
congratulations
Raman.
on the race win yesterday. Let's see. Extreme Body, by the way, overtook Chips, and now Wicked Wiki is also going to go past the Alpine driver. It has not
Yep.
been a happy few laps for Chips, and that was expected, but he's going to come back at Wicked Wiki, and there's some contract, and that's not a happy Alpha Tauri there would be, but let's see what Hurst can do. Let's run up to the fastest of the race, and they're going side by side, compromising their lines and the pace. Let's see if Hurst can do a
And now
double
comes
overtake
Hirsch.
here.
Hirsch is going to really?
There you go, a beautiful double overtake.
What an absolute classic move around the outside.
But he's gonna get a fight
he kept
from
it too.
Chips. Yeah, and now he has kept it. Now he has kept it, and it's
And now
Hirsch.
Wicked Vicky.
Oh, they're still banging tires here. This is not gonna end well, Shane. This is not gonna end well. They're not giving each other an inch, and they're still going side by side. They've gone side by side for an entire sector there, and they're still gonna do that. And oh, there's still some more contact,
And
but
here comes
thankfully,
Noble Carter.
yeah, Noble is patiently waiting to pick up the pieces once these two sort it out. But Redstone up now putting his foot firmly on the throttle there, and is gapped Caesar by 1 plus second, and Caesar just about within that DRS range, and now has lost that DRS gap. And on the back straight, Caesar does not have DRS. I don't know if it's enabled yet.
Vulnerable now, and now Jishnu has DRS on Caesar.
Yeah, Jishnu does have DRS on Caesar. Noble, Garter, and Chips going side by side, and I think Noble should be up into P9. Further behind, it is Srikanth who's going to go on a move on Vintage Player, and Srikanth, as I said, has a point to prove. They are banging tires, and Vintage keeps the position for now. Here we go, Jishnu on Caesar.
And also too, I'm having a look there further down. Ethan is catching Shooter. Definitely. So he's catching up. So you're gonna have at least another 6 cars again, or maybe 5. But they're definitely catching.
Yep, they are catching, and Caesar is catching. Redstone is back in that 1 second window, but I think Redstone is just about causing enough problems to Caesar now, because if Caesar loses DRS on the race leader here, then he would fall into the clutches. Yeah, he's going to be vulnerable to Jishnu, and Redstone right now is doing just about enough. Caesar trying his absolute best to stay in touch, but I think now Redstone seems to have checked out.
Yes, it's been the story of this season so far, hasn't it? Once he gets a bit of a gap, he's gone, and that's it.
Yeah, and first stint wasn't like this. First stint, Caesar was able to keep Redstone in check, but now you see the gap is increasing, 1.5 seconds almost, and the Williams boys looking very good.
And Ethan as well.
Yeah, Jishnu, I think next lap should be looking to make an overtake on Caesar here.
I reckon, yeah, I definitely think so. And we've got Srikanth Das is now up ahead of Chips. Chips has got to come in. He'll have to be thinking about coming in
Chips
soon.
Really needs to come in, and he can go on the mediums from here until the end of the race.
Yep.
Is he going to come in? No, he continues on for one more lap, Chips. So this is...
somebody went in. Who went in? Who went diving into the pits? It was Vintage Player.
Well, there was a few
All right, let me have a look.
Let's
see what they put Vintage Player on. Let me have a look and see what they're going to throw onto him. And they are putting a set of mediums back on.
Oh, yellow flag, yellow flag.
That's VFix. That was VFix around. Wow, he's gone around.
Was he trying to overtake a P or Shadow Sword there?
I'm not sure, but he went spinning around.
Yeah, he's not had a good race and out of points as it stands. But here now, Shane, you've been probably watching the Williams in the last couple of laps. Do you think Shooter has more pace than Jishnu? Do you think they should invert and maybe let Shooter have a go on Caesar? I think it's too early to probably have team orders in place. But Jishnu not really capitalizing on Caesar.
I think so, but But they've got to be careful because Ethan is very close behind Shooter. Actually,
Yeah,
Ethan's going to have a go at Shooter.
Yeah, Ethan out of nowhere
And he does it.
Yeah, and he is
And then
going
just
for that
overshoots
move.
it a little bit.
Yeah, he's going to use that medium tires to good effect, and that's okay. I don't think Shooter would mind losing that place to Ethan because Ethan will have to eventually pit because he can't really go 17 laps on a set.
Up to that point, I was saying Shooter is definitely the more aggressive driver on the corners. He's taken a very aggressive line through a lot of the corners.
Oh, look at that! VFX was run out of road by Shadow Sword, it seemed like. And
Yes.
well, it's not a happy hunting ground for VFX. The Shadow Sword completely misses his final corner.
Harsh is now up to P7.
Yeah,
Ahead of Wicked Vicky.
Yeah,
and Noble
Wicked-
Carter's catching them, is up with them as both well, but up the front. Yeah, see, this now Ethan. Let me have a quick look at Ethan. Yeah, Ethan's not that far either. So the top five are in this nice little. They've got their own little train going at the moment.
Yep. And
Caesar's
Caesar is
actually
so
caught up to
painfully close to Redstone up.
Yeah.
But when it matters, Redstone just pulls out a couple of tenths.
Little wiggle there
And-
from Red in the final corner.
Does he have DRS? I don't think Caesar
He
would
does
have
now.
DRS.
He nearly did.
No.
He nearly did. I think he did.
No,
I
no,
think
he
did.
won't.
No.
He won't. On this occasion, at least he won't. But he's just so close there. The gap was 1.5 seconds almost, but then Caesar clawed back a couple of tenths. And this is genuine pace from Caesar. Well, I know I act.
Yellow.
surprised.
We got a yellow. Who's that? That's
Yeah, that's Abi.
Abel.
That's Abi.
Abib.
And meanwhile,
Well,
Wicked Vicky getting ahead of Hush. So it's Wicked Vicky
Yes.
up into P7. And well, they have some gap to extinct body. Whose tires would be pretty much second hand now? There's someone streaking into the pits.
Yes,
It
I'm
was
keeping an
the
eye on that.
Alpine
That
of
is
Chips.
Chipshima.
Finally decides
Right,
to
let me have a
pit.
look.
But I think
Let
it's
me
a
have a
bit.
look. Now he can go to the medium.
Yeah, he should go onto the medium. The softs won't last until the end of the race
No.
unless you are
He's on the
being
medium tyre.
very careful
Yep.
with them. And
Yep.
I think the
Yeah, he's on
mediums
the
of
mediums,
URL Ethan should be a little bit worn out by now as well. So I don't think he really has that tire advantage. Shadow Sword has retired in the pits.
Yep.
And VFX is up into P11 and all that. So one more safety car and VFX could be well among the points here. But here we go. Jishnu on the back of Caesar is pretty close, probably as close as he has been.
But he's got to watch it too. He has to watch it too because he's got Ethan catching as well too, and Ethan's well within DRS of Chipshima, of Chips. So he's got to be careful. Jishnu, sorry. He's got to be very careful. And he
Seems
comes
like
Shooter
Jishnu's gonna
back
go
on
for
Ethan.
more.
Shooter back on Ethan. Does he get?
Oh,
And
there's
he
some
gets it
contact there, and Shooter.
Okay.
Has
Yes.
he taken the place back? No, he hasn't. I think he probably
No.
let Ethan go there
Yeah.
because of the contact. So that's good sportsmanship from Shooter. And here we go, the top five once again in one single shot. And is Shooter gonna come back at Ethan? No, he's not. But I don't think Ethan has the kind of advantage anymore, and he's gonna just fall further and further back. So it's important for Shooter to make that move and be as close to his teammate as possible. Because if
Yes.
Jishnu can overtake Caesar,
Oh, Ethan.
then it could be a double podium here for the Williams boys.
It could be. And Ethan had a big moment coming out of that constant radius corner. Put the power down and nearly spun it.
Look at that once again. Caesar 1.052 is the gap.
I know.
To
It must
Redstone
be
Dub.
so frustrating to close the gap and then he pulls out another couple of tenths. Oh.
It must be frustrating indeed, as it's always been less than a tenth, by which
Yes.
Redstone keeps Caesar out of his DRS. And let's this time, Leclerc has left the session. I don't think he was able to join back after his retirement. But here we go. Shooter on the back of Ethan, who has lost DRS. Now it's a fair way back, Shooter is. So I don't think he's going to make any sort of moves on the Aston
Not that
Martin.
far back.
But he should be very close to probably go for a move on the main straight. Well, he gets very
Yeah,
close there. and in fact touches the rear wing or the rear tires
Yes.
of Ethan, and that has not
And
helped either.
Jishnu is now right on Caesar.
He's been there for quite a number of laps, but has not really been able to trouble Caesar. And Caesar doing everything he can to keep the Williams behind while trying to bridge that gap to
Exactly, and I reckon that must be the hardest thing to do. You can see the car in front and you think, come on, but then the guy behind you is catching you. So you've got to attack and defend.
Yep, that is a conundrum indeed. Jin, while we have you in the comment section, let us know what happened to VFX on the safety car restart. He seemed to lose his car all by himself in that long left-hander. Oh, wicked Wiki, very, very close to Hirsch. I think he tapped him a little bit, but thankfully the McLaren did not spin out. So yes, Jin, let us know what happened to VFX's race. He had a really bad second stint once the safety car came in, but well, that's been happening. Shooter now should really be getting past Ethan. He's losing time behind the Aston Martin. Ethan does not have any sort of DRS. All he has is a distant tow from Jishnu ahead of him. And Shooter, while he's 6 tenths behind, he has to be a little bit patient on this particular part of the track.
Yep. Oh, there we go. He's having a look. That's the first real look he's had at Caesar coming down into there.
Yeah, Jishnu was quite close, but I think he thought better of it to back out. Here we go now. Shooter. Is any of the Williams going to make a move here? I don't think it is going to happen on this occasion. So we'll turn our attention back to Hirsch versus Noble Garter. Because Hirsch has been making inroads on the Red Bull and on the main straight. No, I don't think Hirsch is close enough.
Well, this is really... Oh, that was a big look.
Yeah, he was just trying to fluster Noble into a mistake there. Yeah. But Noble too smart for it. Remember, he is the race winner in Division 1 from last week. And he has confidence all high as Hirsch loses the car there. Well,
and that's opened the door for Wicked Vicky.
Yeah. And Wicked Vicky is going to do it on the inside. No, he does not. And Srikanth Das all the while patiently waiting for something to happen. He's in P9, exactly where he was last night when he crossed the finish line, a bit in the pits, and is probably going to go for a set of soft tires. But Redstone now comfortably out of DRS range of Caesar. While I said that a few laps ago, and then Caesar did some black magic and was back in range, or almost back in range. So I wouldn't be too sure that Redstone has this race win in the bag. But that being said,
here comes Jishnu now is going to have a look. He's having darts out, has another look. He's planning his move on Caesar, definitely. Yeah, but now look at the gap Red's got. Now look at it. He's just gone. He's just
very close. Jishnu this time around, but I don't think it's going to be close enough. And he has to maintain his line through the first and second turns, and all the while giving Redstone that breathing room ahead. A Shooter still stuck behind Ethan. Now Ethan, when he completes the race, and I'm assuming he's going to go till the end on this tire, he would have done 18 laps on those mediums. I think that is borderline abuse, Shane.
Yes, he's definitely massaging those tyres, that's for sure.
And he's still keeping ahead of the Williams, which is on much better tyres right now. So, well, to be fair, the mediums do last 12 to 13 laps. So I think now would be the drop-off period. But relatively speaking, Ethan should be in a lot of trouble by now. And the good thing is he has a good gap to Noble Garter behind. 8 seconds is the gap. So if Ethan can just continue to massage his tires, as you said, take good care of them, he should still be able to finish in the top 5.
Shooter's going to have a go at Ethan now. Shooter's going to have a go at Ethan.
Yeah, and
here we go.
Jishnu is very close as well. But here goes Shooter down the inside of Shooter and of Ethan rather. And I don't think Ethan is going to fight that one. He will try to tag along and get DRS for a lap or two while he can. And meanwhile, Srikanth Das is going to go for a double move. No, he's not, but he's trying to get one overtake done at least on Wicked Vicky and still going
Wicked
side by
Vicky comes
side.
back at him.
Yeah, and
Oh,
there's some
there was a
contact.
touch there.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't think Srikanth would be very happy about that, but let's turn our attention to the battle for P2 once again. I think Jishnu has been pretty close to Caesar. Redstone has checked out, but this is an interesting battle for the final and the second step of the podium. Oh, Jishnu losing his car coming out of the hairpin.
Yep.
And those hard tires should not really be struggling at this point in the race, but maybe just a bit over eager on the throttle was.
Yes, it definitely seems like, and also too, Abhishek hasn't recovered very well from that incident.
Well, he lost a lot of time because it was just after the safety car restart, and well, he's just not able to catch up. VFix as well on those hards. Let me just quickly check how many seconds of time penalties Extreme Body has. It's a 3-second time penalty. So as things stand, VFix is not going to get any points from this race. Neither will Abhishek.
Oh, and that's really gonna open it up. That's really gonna give Red a big of a gap. Yeah, now Red's really putting the power down now. He's really going now.
Yep, 5 laps to go after this one. And Jishnu, Baz makes a very good point in the comments that if Jishnu does have pace over Caesar, why is he not going for a move?
Why is he not using it?
Yeah, and then probably challenge Redstone for the win, you know. Well, my theory is Baz. I don't think Jishnu is hanging back. I think he's just not able to go for a move. I think Caesar might have really good straight line speed, especially coming out of the long right-hander. There is a yellow flag. Is it vintage?
That's vintage, I think.
Yeah, it is vintage.
It is vintage. Yep.
But I don't think Jishnu just has the pace to overtake. If in clean air, Jishnu seems to be the faster car right now.
Yes.
But behind another car, I don't think he has the pace to overtake Caesar, and hence Caesar is able to keep his P2. And
I think Caesar's got good straight line speed. And that's what's making it difficult.
And it's very impressive that Ethan, despite getting overtaken, is still within DRS of Shooter. So that means the gap he has to Noble Garter behind has increased from 8.7 to a 9.3. So Ethan should finish in a very
9.5 now.
Yeah, 9.5 now. Oh, here goes Jishnu. Is very close. He is as close he has been. He is alongside and almost ahead of Caesar. He locks up going into turn 14, and he finally completes the move on Mercurial. Caesar is up into P2. A bit too late to my liking because Redstone Dub has checked out. But let's see if we can make any sort of inroads on the Mercedes driver.
I'll watch the gap.
Oh, yellow flag on turn 1.
Yeah, I don't know who that was. Somebody just ran wide for a second.
That's Abi.
It was.
That's Abi in the Ferrari. Well, let's see what Caesar can do.
1.8, 1.7 now.
I think Redstone is just toying with the field now.
Trying
to keep it tantalizingly close. He knows the comms.
I think he's driving to the gap that Jishnu does. I think so.
Yeah, he's just gonna respond to the times that Jishnu will set on the track. And Caesar is close as well, so let's not count it out. Yes, his defense has been penetrated once, but there is no reason why Caesar cannot come back at Jishnu. So this is not settled, and with 3.5 laps to go, the battle for P2 is still here. And if something happens between these two, there is always Shooter and maybe even Ethan who have a shot at the podium.
Yep, I would totally agree with that. And
he's so close. Look at Caesar, 2 tenths,
look at the
and
gap
he's going to go for
out
it.
Of there. Look at the exit he got out of that final corner.
Yeah, he's going to overtake. So these two are going to just DRS each other, and in fact might just get closer to Redstone in the process. That's not really happened. 2.1 is 2.2 is the gap. So
it was 1.7 when Jishnu got past, but now it's blowing right out. But
And what about Ethan? He is still going.
Let's go.
Massive respect for Ethan to still continue on, and he is keeping shooter in check, and maybe he has a last lap overtake on his mind. Further behind, Hirsch has properly caught up to Noble. Now the gap is 10 seconds to P5 for Noble, but there's a whole group of cars, which is Hirsch, Wicked Vicky and Srikanth, who are just raring to overtake Noble. So let's see if Hirsch can actually make it stick, because behind him, Wicked Vicky is just also eager to go for a move, and then of course Srikanth with that 3-second time penalty, but he can. Was it a 3-second or was it a 5-second? I'm not sure. I'll check quickly.
3 seconds.
That's a 3-second time penalty for Srikanth. Now Jishnu, is he close enough to Caesar? I don't think he is on this occasion. So while he will have DRS on the back straight, Jishnu, I don't think is going to go for a move. Even if he wants to, I don't think he's gonna have enough of an overspeed on Caesar.
With a 3-second, Abib with a 3-second penalty.
Yeah, Abhi is languishing down in P15 and is gonna stay there until something happens to the drivers ahead of him. And Maz in the comments very aptly praising Ethan. I think he deserves a lot of praise for this drive.
He does deserve a lot of praise.
Here we go. Wicked Vicky and Hirsch. Something had got to give, and they're going to go side by side through the final corner. Hirsch does stay ahead, but Wicked Vicky is right on his gearbox, and he will pull out of the slipstream. They're going to go side by side, leading up into turn 1. Hirsch has the inside line, and ran Wicked Vicky out of the road there. That was not on. Chips in the pits. VFX in the pits. So he's trying to get the fastest lap. And, well, he'll not get a point for it, but he will deprive someone else of that extra point. But, yeah, Hirsch and Wicked Vicky, that did not end well. I think Wicked Vicky might have just about avoided any damage to his car. But from a first viewing, from a first glance.
Caesar with a big slide coming out onto the short back straight. A big slide then.
And that has really gotten Jishnu into the picture here. He is very close on this occasion, and I think he will be wanting to go for a move. But do you want to go for a move on the second last lap? Wicked Vicky, by the way, gets ahead of Srikanth.
Caesar's exit. That really did.
So here goes Jishnu. He's going to go for a move. I don't think Caesar will mind that as long as Caesar has DRS on the last lap. So has Jishnu overplayed his hand here? Because you would want to have DRS on that last lap. Maybe it's a bit risky strategy to do that, but you are leaving yourself vulnerable if you don't have that rear wing open. But here we go. It's the last lap of the race. Redstone has started it. He is not going to be challenged, as is the case in the most of the season. And Wicked Vicky on the back of Hirsch once again, but he is not close enough, and Hirsch is not going to make any move on Noble Carter either. Let's see, last lap of the race. Redstone Dub has checked out, as I said, and he's in the second sector now. But this battle is the most interesting one right now as we speak. Caesar and Jishnu for P2.
Yep.
They are both going to finish on the podium if everything goes well. But who is going to get an extra 3 points? Who is going to get 15 versus 12? Or rather 15 versus 18? That's the big question. 5 tenths is the gap, I think. Caesar once again losing his car. He's not having a good time through that corner, and I think that has probably sealed the deal here as Jishnu.
Is that going to leave him vulnerable to shooter?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Here we go. It is Caesar on the back. Oh, but he's gaining a lot, and he could go for a move. I thought I wrote him off. And here goes Caesar on the move.
He did.
And that is a last lap overtake by Mercurial Caesar.
Comes across the line.
And here we go, Redstone Dub for
another win.
The race win. That is another race win in the bag. His 4th of the season. Caesar P2 with a last lap overtake. Williams boys, very good race from them.
Ethan,
in P3 and P4.
Shout out to Ethan.
And what a shout out to Ethan. 19 laps on those mediums. they would be screaming for help here. Noble Garda finishes P6, Hirsch finishes P7, Wicked Wiki just a couple of tens behind him in P8. Srikanth loves his P9 position in China, and then it's Extinct Body in P10 with one single point. Chips stayed out for far too long, for my opinion.
Yes.
In P11,
Yep.
VFX race gone horribly wrong for him and Abhishek. In P12 and P13, Vintage Player and Abhi are teammates from Division 2, reserving here tonight in Division 1. They usually keep out of trouble, they did so as well, although Abhi had a few shenanigans. But they finish
And
off in
VFix got
P14
fastest
and
lap, but it
15.
won't count.
Yeah, it won't count, but what that does, Shane, is if anyone else in the top 10 got a fastest lap, he would deprive them of that extra point. Well, Vintage
Yes.
Player is on the back of Abhishek, so while I was counting down the race, it isn't over yet. While it's over now,
No.
because Abhishek gets a good run out of that hairpin, Abhishek is gonna
No.
let Vintage through, and I don't understand
Okay.
why that is. Well, but that's Vintage in P13 and Abhishek in P14, followed by Abhi, who rounds up the last of the finishers. But what a race we had, and a close one, I would say, than what I had anticipated, even for the race win, for that matter. And it's Restaurant once
I
again.
would agree. I
takes-
would absolutely agree. That was, but a massive shout out to Ethan on those tires. That was
Ethan,
amazing.
very rarely we see drives like this, and China is known to be very, very tough on tires. Those long sweeping corners do take a lot of of those front tires. They would be
Yep.
screaming for help. But either ways, it's Redstone's fourth race win in 7 races after capping off a good qualifying display with his sixth pole, and he extends his lead at the top of the championship to a lot more points than I could really bother to count. But that is the end of the race. Shane, could you invite Redstone, Caesar, and Jishnu in the party chat, or do you think I should do it?
I think you better in case I muck that up. I'm not 100% certain on that yet.
Okay, I will try to do
But a
that.
massive shout out to Red, who takes the race win, followed by Caesar in P2, Jishnow in P3, and Shooter in the other Williams in P4. Then we had Noble Carter, Harsh, Wicked Vicky. Massive shout out to Ethan there in P5. Then we have Wicked Vicky, Shrikant Das, Extinct Body, Chip Shima, VFix, Vintage Player, and right down to our non-finishers. So a very exciting race in Division 1 as we just wait for the drivers to conclude their podium celebrations and head to us in the chat. Our top 3, another win for Mercedes-Benz. Well, I think Bahrain will probably be the most one that I'll be looking to. Bahrain, Jeddah. But we'll just wait for our place getters to arrive.
Yeah, Bahrain and Jeddah, and I don't know the kind of gap they have in the Constructors' Championship, but maybe they would be closing in on the Constructors and the Drivers' Championship, to be
I think
honest.
by the time we get to Jeddah, yes.
Yeah. But here we go. I think Jishnu is in the party chat, and let's try to. Jishnu, can you hear us? I think he might still be loading the Williams driver. Jishnu, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, and I hope that audio sharing is on. But Jishnu, what a race! What
is
a
on.
race-long battle with Caesar and the likes, especially in the second stint. Just take us through your race, your qualifying, and especially in the pit stop phases under the safety car. Well, we did not really manage to catch either of your pit stops, but any theories on how you were able to jump VFX in the pit stops? And
Yeah,
overall,
that was crucial for me for my race.
yeah, how did that happen? Any
Well,
idea?
I think it's one of those things about the game, or he must have been held by my teammate who was just right behind him, or just right behind me while pitting. So maybe he just got delayed just a fraction of a second, which obviously, uh, when I was released, I was ahead of him, and he was like ghosted in my car. or whatever. And then obviously the game slowed him down, which it had to because I was ahead. And I think that's why I got the jump. But it was good. I got the jump in the pit stop. So yeah, I
Right,
think
and you summarize your battle with Caesar. I don't know if he's in the party chat yet. We'll ask him the same question, but take us through your battle with Caesar, especially in the last two laps. And while in the comms box, it was very interesting to see that you did overtake him on the second last lap. I was always skeptical of that because that leaves you vulnerable on the backside on the last lap.
yeah, that could have worked if I had a bit more of ERS and a decent exit. I got a decent exit, but not the best of exits. Obviously, the tires are worn. Uh, like it's a gamble from my side, you know. I thought the ERS I had was enough, and I think he was running a pretty high wings also. So I thought I could keep him behind that straight. That was not the case as I just ran out of ERS middle of the straight, and then obviously the DRS helped him. It's very powerful, obviously. But it's something to learn from. It's a good battle we had. Um, yeah, I mean with Caesar, it's always great battle. He leaves you enough room, and that is really good. Um, Obviously, was uh, far to catch, but in the future, slowly getting there. That's my aim. But congrats to him also. He had a really good race, good management from his side, and obviously from Caesar. I think the pit stop phase was crucial to get ahead of VFix. And after that, I don't know what happened to him. Otherwise, it would have been a great battle from him also. But anyways, it was good battle, and also special mention to Shooter who finished P4. Really good team results from him side for the Williams team, which we needed for the constructors. Hopefully, some more podiums for us in the future.
Yep, very strong result for the Williams. Was in fact there was a possibility when you were battling Caesar that it could have been a double podium for the Williams boys, but I think Ethan kept Shooter very busy. But yeah,
Yeah, he
good
did.
race overall from you, Jishnu. And what happened to VFix is something you can see on the stream. I think he just lost it coming out of that long left-hander and put himself in the
Right,
grass,
right.
spun it around, and was just P last. Before Abhishek, of course,
Yeah,
murdered himself.
unfortunate.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
congratulations, Jishnu. Well done.
Thank you. Oh, Shane, thank you very much.
yes, Shane.
Thanks for
Any
congrats
questions
again.
for Jishnu
I
before we
just
move on
wanted,
to?
I just looked like Jishnu's car was really, like was it a good setup you had on?
Yeah, it was a good setup. Tweaked it a little bit from Redstone setup. It worked for me, and yeah, it was good setup for me in the race. I had great pace. I think I had good pace also, but then that gamble from my side didn't pay off at the end. But podium is good nonetheless.
It is. It's a good result and a good result for you and Shooter and also for the Williams team. Well done.
Thank you.
Yep, well done indeed, Jishnu. And Raman has put a very wholesome message for you in the chat. So please ensure that you read that in the comment section of the stream. But moving on to Redstone, I have just one question. Were you toying with the field when you were not pulling away, or you genuinely did not have pace tonight?
I mean, regardless of what I say, y'all are gonna call me BS on that. But yeah, that's all the pace I had, to be honest, in China. Not a great track for me, but I tried to maximize what I could, and yeah, another
Yep,
win, I guess.
yeah, maximize you did, but it was so frustrating. I'm sure was Caesar because he was like within a tenth and a half every time on the DRS detection point on the before leading up to the back straight, and you would just have a good second sector just to keep just that much in front. But talk us about the first stint. Talk to us about the first stint because during that stint, Caesar was well within your DRS until the safety car came out. And do you think he was just being patient and not going for the move, or did you have a? Do you think you had different setups? I'm sure you would have probably been in the same party chat, but did you just have enough straight line speed to keep the race lead?
So the thing with him is he was extremely strong, and I think he was much quicker than me in the first sector. But
Hmm.
come second sector, I was able to just do my bit to keep that gap between like 7 or 8 tenths. So that sort of like balanced things out. But in general, he had very good pace Caesar today, and he just got distracted during the safety car restart by a certain chips who had some very pleasant things to say about someone.
Again. Okay. I
Yeah.
should. Well, I'll be sure to check your stream so that I can get some good juicy audio clips out of that. But yeah, very strong result, and unfortunate for your teammate who didn't score any points tonight. But Shane, any questions, comments on Redstone performance
Yeah,
tonight?
Red. Well, what can one say? I mean, you must be thinking now with Bahrain coming up, a chance to hopefully get another win and maybe start thinking about wrapping the championship up.
I mean, Bahrain's a very good track for me. Like, it's one of my favorite tracks to drive on. And yeah, so my teammate today, Abhishek, he didn't have his setup like aligned properly. It was more of a makeshift situation there in his hotel room in China. But yeah, he's going to be back in Bahrain stronger. So our focus is to just wrap up the constructors first, and then like the drivers, it's not really in the cards for me. Like I'm not thinking about it yet. So the most important thing is we wrap up constructors as soon as possible. So
Well
All
and I
said.
right.
wasn't
Well,
too happy with my qualifying. I just couldn't get a lap in, and VFix was quite strong. So the last lap, I knew I was down on my delta. Come the final corner, and I just sent it, hoping that the car will stick. And yeah, that just got pulled by a very by like 9 thousandths of a second, if I'm not
Yep.
wrong.
Yeah,
yes,
ten
yes.
thousandths of a second.
So that was much closer than what D2 pole was.
Yeah, I don't know. I
But
haven't seen the D2 race
but
here, but
yeah, you must. Yeah, just another redstone depth perfect drive.
thank you, Shane. Thank you, boys, for the comms as
Yep.
well.
Congratulations, Reston, and see you in Bahrain, where my favorite memory is you trying to overtake VFX while he's trying to pit. So please do recreate that,
That's
and
not
that
my
should be.
fault, though. Otherwise, I would have been penalized even after the appeal and the loss of an appeal token. So
Now, I'm not saying it was our fault. I agree it wasn't your
yeah, but it
fault.
was
It was
just
just
funny to send a driver like
unfortunate,
that into the barrier.
but
It was funny.
it was very funny to watch on comps as well.
Yeah.
But either ways, good luck to you. In fact, not a lot of good luck to you. I think you need to slow down a little in Bahrain. But good luck to Jishnu and Caesar and VFix and everyone else who's trying to catch you in the championship. But that being said, thank you so much, Shane, for waking up at 3 in the morning and joining me in the comms box. We will
That's all
all
right.
see
My
you.
absolute pleasure.
Yep.
And sorry to interrupt again. Massive congrats to Caesar and Vishnu as well. They did a great job. Especially Caesar. I think he was on par with me in pace. Just like a few mistakes here and there. Otherwise, it would have been quite an interesting end in the last few laps.
Yep. Could have been
Nice, being
interesting.
kind.
I could be
Right.
mean, but yeah.
Yeah. All right. Why be mean when you can be kind? But that's the motto of the weekend. But either ways, have a good weekend, guys. For everyone who's still around on the stream, we'll see you next weekend in Bahrain, where it's a day race, and followed by Jeddah, also a day race. So that should be something different from what everyone is used to. Until then, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Have a good night. Bye bye. And Redstone Dub domination is boring, fans.
And Malav, Caesar gives you his regards. So.
All right. I don't know what to make of that, but yeah, good job, Caesar.